Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer Battle Replay. And look at this guy's little face, isn't he cute? Oh, he's like a little Voldemort. Anyway, so yeah, so I got the undead here, led by it's vampire counts more specifically, led by Manny, big old Manfred von Carstein. I've got a front line of Graveguard, good anti-infantry, just solid picks against the Empire. They'll cleave through basically anything. And, well, any infantry. And I've got a couple of Banshees here, I've got a couple of Crypt Horrors in the back, I've got a couple of Khan Wraiths. So yeah, I've gone pretty heavy with the ethereal units, seeing as how I've had such a problem with them recently. I thought, I'll be on the, I'll be on the other end of it, for once. Anyway, so I got my Necromancer as well. He's, fully kitted out with, the best corpse cut. And, yeah, so that's pretty handy. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. So if we go over here, this guy was telling me this was actually his second ever multiplayer game. He just won one, and he's up against me. So, I wished him luck, of course, and, yeah, and I think he's got quite a cool army. So just the one unit of handgunners in the front, which is pretty good, get some damage onto, any big targets nice and early. He's got a lot of anti-large with these halberdiers in the front. But he should probably have the cheaper swordsman in the front, because he's got a couple of swordsmen here. He's got sort of swordsman and a great swordsman around here. So, yeah, I think these swordsmen should be in the front to absorb the charge. And he should charge it with the halberdiers, I think, because they're way more expensive. And, yeah, I don't know. That's what I reckon. But yeah, so he's got 3 lots of great swords as well, and he's got 2 swordsmen. And then over here, he's got a lot of cavalry. He's got 4 lots of Empire Knights. This would have been incredibly expensive. And they're, I mean, as far as cavalry go, they're distinctly average. The Empire Knights, but that's a lot of expense. I think it would have been better getting maybe just some like demigriffs or something. Like 1 unit would have done as much as these, I think. And yeah, he could have had more money to spend on, well, maybe some more handgunners for the back line. And he's also got Carl Franz on Deathclaw. That's pretty cool. So yeah, probably could have sped this up earlier, but my bad. So yeah, so it's quite a cool one. So obviously the Graveguard will do very well against all his infantry. Obviously the heavily armoured greatswords will, they will be able to fight for a lot longer. But great swords are no good against the Khan Wraiths, and the Khan Wraiths got armor piercing, so they're going to do very well against the great swords. And also, the Crypt Horrors, they're just good at throwing their weight around. They always get a good few kills, very damaging units. And got Necromancer for extra spells. And if Manny gets focused down, then I've still got someone to use Invocation and a Heck, keep the leadership up. And also the 2 Banshees, because he's got no wizards, he's got no magical attacks, so these guys will basically stay alive forever. He's going to concentrate on destroying the rest of the army. And, yeah, then focusing on the Banshee. Actually, I'll say no magical attacks. Does he on Deathclaw? No, he doesn't. Just huge armor piercing on Deathclaw. So, yeah, it should be interesting. So, I'm sending Manny down one side, because I'm going to Wind of Death him. I know it's his second game. But, he needs to learn to look after it. He needs to learn to, watch out for that. I know, it's cruel. I felt bad. But he said he won the first game, and he was confident, so, it's fine. So yeah, we'll see. So yeah, so got my Khan Wraiths ready for that armor piercing. I've got so many ghosts. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good fun. So here though, you see he does actually split up his units a bit, which is actually very clever, because that does help defend against Manny. But what I do, so I can sneak in here nicely without him just getting surrounded, is I put zombies on top of them. So that should help. So yeah, boom, zombies, and I can sort of squidge him in this corner. Unfortunately, he does sort of start trying to charge in. So it still gets in the way a bit. But anyways, we get a good charge. Obviously, there's a lot of units on the right flank. He's got 3 units for my 1. Obviously, I've got the 2, Banshees in there, but they're not going to take any damage. They're not necessarily going to kill a lot. But yeah, so he's overwhelmed here. So I get a nice Wind of Death, and yeah, so that's 4 units of infantry shattered. Yeah. Oh no, just broken. That one was shattered though. But yeah, so a lot of damage there. These guys, on the other hand, yeah, these Graveguard on this side, so completely surrounded. So I'm trying to throw in some zombies to help break these guys' charges. Obviously over here, I've just got my Crypt Horrors, some Khan Wraiths, and my Graveguard, sort of defending my general. So he's a little bit vulnerable. But instead, he threw in his general somewhere else. Where is he? He threw him over here to try and shut down his Graveguard. So he's clearly just systematically trying to get through stuff. So, it's pretty good going. So, yeah, so now Empire Knights, you see, they're starting to suffer. And, yeah, basically just fighting zombies here. It's not ideal. Yeah, Empire Knights just, I don't know, they don't have the punch of any other cavalry. They just seem to be like, I don't know, like swordsmen, right? Just distinctly average. And I find that really odd, because, I mean, Empire Knights, they're supposed to take the, like, they're essentially every knight, right, in the Empire. Like Knights of the Blazing Sun and all the rest of it. Like, the Empire Knights, they're just supposed to be, like, you know, generically, an order of knights. Like, they're no worse than the orders of knights. They're not some other, like, you know, they're not state troops or anything. They're, you know, these are knights. So, it's odd they're so much worse than the Rights Guard and everything, because essentially they're the same. But, oh well. Yeah, what can you do? So yeah, now, just got these little distinct blobs here. So I'm managing to finish off these great swords and stuff. I've got a bit of a pack here with my general. I'm quite happy to have taken damage on this side, because now they're trying to focus on this Banshee, but look how much stuff they got wrapped up. It's basically the whole army is wrapped on this fight against a couple of Banshees. So, yeah, I don't really have to worry too much there. Also, though, you know, got loads of zombies just getting in the way of these Empire Knights while I try and focus down his general, because Karl Franz has finally joined the fight. So, he's not up against anything, you know, particularly damaging to him. Obviously, I've got the Khan Wraiths in here, I believe, somewhere. Are these all Graveguard? Okay, apparently I don't have any Khan Wraiths in there. But now I do. So, I'm coming in with Manny as well. I'm just getting him surrounded. Manny's a much smaller target, which means I'm able to wrap a lot more units around Karl, and he will get distracted and attack things nearby a lot more than Manny will. He'll be able to just stay focused on Karl. So, that'll be really damaging. So, it should go really well. So you can see he's still got cavalry going, and he's still got so many great swords here. But they're just surrounding Banshees. He needs to get these guys in the fight and backing up his general, but he's just left them to it, which is a real shame. So here I'm using some Cryptoras to chase those guys off. Here I got some Khan Wraiths. I'm basically sending them straight off to the Empire Knights because they're not going to be able to do the damage to do really anything to the Khan Wraiths. So and the Khan Wraiths got armor piercing, so they will get through the Empire Knights armor. So they're not anti-large, but you know they've got an advantage there definitely. So that's pretty good. So these guys, if you have a look, they've yeah, they've got like 26 and 34 kills. So the Banshees aren't getting a lot of kills, just fighting all this infantry. But you can see there, look, they've been terrified away. So psychology, you know, that's pretty handy with them. And yeah, they're whittling them down, but mainly they're just keeping them busy. They're just basically there to refuse to die. So now I can see Karl is routing. Yeah, taking no damage on Manny really. So that's a real pity. And yeah, I've just got Khan Wraiths running amok. Now I'm finally getting a charge on these guys. So, with their general gone, I don't think they're going to stand up to this for very long. So, so that's a pity. But yeah, I'd basically use all my winds of magic at this point. And, there we go. Yep, terrified. Everything got terrified, and that's it. He's run out of units. So, yeah, psychology is really useful with the Khan Wraiths and the Banshees. So, yeah, pretty good. Pretty decisive. But yeah, honestly, like, for this guy's second multiplayer match, you know, that's pretty good, because that's a pretty good army. You know, there's a few bits you need to tweak because he doesn't have a lot of sort of stuff for, you know, sort of specialised roles, but it's just a very sort of, you know, all-round kind of army, sort of jack-of-all-trades kind of army. That's very good. So, yeah, well played, Manny. Well played. You can see, though, not many, but Manny, MVP there. 204 kills. That win of death is just ridiculous. And, yeah, you can see the Banshees, you know, 40 kills each. Khan Wraiths did pretty well. One unit of Crypt Horrors got completely decimated along with the Graveguard, but you know, they were just completely surrounded by so many units. And yeah, of course the Banshees were just sitting in there, not worrying about anything. So that's pretty good. So yeah, that was a fun match. So Manny, I hope you keep playing. I hope you keep playing. I hope this doesn't put you off, because yeah, it does take some getting used to. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this game, comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.